We know the BlackRock track record is literally 575 to 1, meaning the SEC have approved 575 ETF requests and have only ever denied them of one. So the possibility and likelihood of an ETF being approved by BlackRock, I'd say, is extremely high, but it takes us back to the million-dollar question. When? If I was to put a date on it, I'd say likely sometime in 2024, as ETF experts and analysts are currently predicting, including Eric Balchunas, says there is a 95% chance of a spot ETF being approved in 2024, and I believe he gave it a 75% chance of still being approved by the next deadline, which is October. Putting on my Nostradamus hat, I think Gary of the SEC are going to likely push back and punt the deadline once again until next year. But that's my 2 Satoshis. Let me know your thoughts, fam, in the comments right down below. And now let's break down our final featured story of the day, and that's the BlackRock Bitcoin Spot ETF unlocking literally $30 trillion of value into the crypto market cap. That's right. According to Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, approval of a Bitcoin ETF could potentially be the game changer in unlocking vast reserves of capital for the crypto market. His analysis estimates that $30 trillion worth of assets controlled by the U.S. financial advisors could be funneled into Bitcoin investments if a spot ETF green is signaled by the U.S. SEC. So let's discuss this domino effect of BlackRock's involvement. As we know, they're the world's largest asset manager, currently controlling over $9 trillion in assets under management. We all know they submitted their app for the Bitcoin Spot ETF last month, significantly shifting the probability landscape. According to Balchunas, the chance of a spot Bitcoin ETF approval soared from only 1% to over 50% following BlackRock's involvement. And as I broke it down for you, he's now saying 75% chance this year and 95% chance next year. And quoting him here, their application triggered a wave of similar filings by other prominent firms such as ARK Investment, Valkyrie, and Fidelity, setting the stage for a highly competitive environment. That's right. Now, Fidelity, I believe, is the second largest asset manager in the world that currently controls over $4 trillion in assets under management. And although Bitcoin futures ETFs do exist in the US, they pale in comparison to what a spot ETF can bring to the table. So currently, these futures-based ETF accounts for only about $1 billion in total assets under management. Balchunas describes the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF as the holy grail that would dwarf the current offerings and galvanize the crypto market like we have never seen before. So send it and let's freaking go. Also, a spot ETF would not only benefit Bitcoin, but also serve as a boost for the rest of the crypto industry, solidifying the assets class position in mainstream finance. And as they say, a rising tide raises all ships. So not only Bitcoin, but the entire crypto market would obviously benefit. The approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF stands on potentially transformative moment for the American market, with at least 10 firms currently in competition, and astronomical sums are at stake. The race is currently heating up. BlackRock having already partnered with Coinbase in 2022 to offer institutional clients crypto access to launching its own spot Bitcoin private trust, appearing to be at the vanguard of the financial revolution. So with trillions of dollars in play, the implications for Bitcoin and the broader crypto market are currently colossal. The clock is ticking and the world watches with bated breath as regulatory decisions loom on the horizon. So there you have it. I also want to mention, if you'd like to watch this, Eric Balchunas, the analyst from BlackRock, talking about $30 trillion entering the market upon the approval of an ETF. Check the show notes below the video in the description. And I also want to talk about, off of the news, which was shared last year, that BlackRock could team up and partner with Coinbase as a custodial. We had some predictions of a $773,000 Bitcoin price. So I like to break down the math and where these numbers have come from. So quoting Invest Answers from his forecast, which he made on his channel, that, Bitcoin price is going to go parabolic off of this news. Quoting him here, if BlackRock were to place just 0.5% of its assets under management, Bitcoin's market cap would be affected by an increase of over $1 trillion. This would add about $75,000 to the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin, which is in the $23,000 band at the time he made the prediction, will make its way to about $98,000 per coin. This is 326% more than today's price, and it is very, very achievable. So let's talk about it more long term. So he also stated that if BlackRock, which stands out with an asset value of 10 trillion, put 1% of their funds into Bitcoin, the leading crypto would be worth more than 150,000 per coin. Quoting him again, now if they allocate a 1% stake, which will of course take time to reach this level, that would add about $2.1 trillion to the market cap and $150,000 to the Bitcoin price, and that would push Bitcoin's future price to $173,000 per coin. The profit for Bitcoin here is 652%, and the analyst also stated the Bitcoin can rise to as high as 773,000 if BlackRock allocates just a 5% share. But on the other hand, this estimate can be considered to seem quite maximalist in the current situation. However, according to the crypto analyst, between the next 3 to 5 years, the price will be achievable at these levels. Quoting him again, if, as analyst Dan Tapiero said, they add 5%, which I think is very aggressive, maybe with time, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, it will be possible. This will quite easily push the price of Bitcoin to $773,000 per coin in the next 3 to 5 years. So there you have it, fam. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Do you think the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the US will help usher in literally $30 trillion into the market, considering the current Bitcoin market cap is only $500 billion? That's roughly 60x. So if you take today's price of 26,000 and times that by 60x, we get above a $1.5 million Bitcoin price.